Welcome to Dr. Cush's Exotic Drinks. I'm, of course, Dr. Cush, along with my barback Kyle. I'm not a real doctor, but I did spend almost 2 decades running some of LA's best bars. After years of teaching classes and training bartenders, I want to demystify the cocktail world for you. Let's try a few new things as I open up my bar to everybody. Belly up, chat, and let's have a drink. There we go. Check, check, close. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Dr. Cush's Exotic Drinks. I am, of course, Dr. Cush. Anything? Are we hearing anything? Is that a good? Great. Okay, perfect. Roadshow. We're here doing a roadshow. Welcome, everybody, to Dr. Cush's Exotic Drinks. I'm Dr. Cush. We are live, not clearly from the bar. So we will have technical difficulties. We are going to have all kinds of stuff. We're going to drink right through it. All right, get your drinking. What are those? What do horses wear? One of those those face saddles. Get your drinking face saddle on. That's what we're up to. We're going to be making an original cocktail of mine tonight. I know we've talked about it recently a lot, but we're going to be using some Brando Gin. If you do not have Brando Gin, what you are making tonight is a corpse reviver without the absinthe. But when I do it with the Brando Gin, we are making a Kapuku. Repeat after me, everybody, if you wouldn't mind, just wherever you're at across the nation. Kapuku. Okay? We'll explain what that is, and we will make it here in just a moment. Before we do, let me get into some of these people that are here on this very close to Thanksgiving Day. We're almost there. I cannot believe we're almost done with 2024. Let me say hello to Dr. Cush's Exotic Drinks. This guy's been following me for a while. He's always there. Guy always seems to have my back. He's always sort of hanging out somewhere near me. Let me say hello to our good friend. Oh no, Moose for some reason. Moose is in a whiteout. Currently, we can't see what he's up to. Let's skip down here. Cheers to our good friend, Shiny Panda Baker. Cheers to you, Shiny Panda Baker. And a good evening. Amy Beer is here. I think Amy Beer is also near, because I happen to know that Amy Beer lives somewhere close to where I'm at. I don't know how close she lives. Listen, same state. We are stating it up. Let me say hello to our good friend our good friend Kyle Tender. A tiki. We don't have a soundboard on road shows. That would be ridiculous. Let me say hello to Tiki Tom. Hello, Tiki Tom. Cheers to you and a good friend of ours from the days long gone. We got what's making this shadow? Let's get rid of shadows. Drinking some High Noon. Let me say hello to our good friend Source. What is up, Source? Always a pleasure, never a show. Paulie Bellinardo, very excited about a road show. We are definitely road showing this one up. We are looking good. Roger, hello to Roger. Hello to Kyle. Specifically, Roger wants to say hi to Kyle. So, Kyle, hopefully, if you are around, Roger wants to say hi to you. What else we got? Oh, yeah, lots of no sounds. All right, we're good. Yep, sound is back. Thank you, Source. Appreciate you. Source, I never got that cocktail you're going to send me. If you figure it out, let me know. Tiki Tom loves a road show. I stress out for road shows. I really like being able to turn on my stuff and just be ready to go. Yeah, I got to set up the bar. I got to think of the whole class. I got to think about all the little things I'm going to say. Then 2 lights, a whole camera setup. We had a 3rd camera ready to go. Didn't work out. Greetings, Dr. Cush, from Espen, from Moose, in the land of Glühwein and Christmasmarkt. Weihnachtsmarkt, I believe they're called in German. That text should come through. Message my Instagram. Did I send to the wrong account? Oh, gosh. I'll go looking for it, Source. All right. Let's get into this cocktail. This cocktail is called the Kapuku. Now, when we start dealing with variations of cocktails, we are going to start to see either big sweeping changes, or we're going to find new products that are going to come in, right? So let's say we have you got a Jack and Coke, right? That's a Jack and Coke. Now, what if you're just doing a whiskey Coke? Some people call that a black tooth grin. Is Jack Daniels not a whiskey? Am I not a man? Is this not the outside of my parents' house? Yes, all three of those things are true. But just because some things are true does not mean that everything is true. So all we're doing really is we are going to make a corpse reviver, the #2 version, and we are going to substitute in a couple ingredients just to finely tune what we're up to. This is the corpse reviver #2. The corpse reviver #1, of course, apple brandy. When I get on the road, I like to point with the rest of this stuff. So let's get into it. Very, very simple cocktail. And what makes the Corpse Reviver #2 so great is it is all in equal parts. All right, so you don't need to remember anything. All you got to do is know what, and this is something that I learned a long time ago. It kept me deep in the bar business. You have to learn your limit. All right, you want to make 4 ounces of each of these ingredients. You're more than welcome to make 4 ounces of these ingredients, but that's could absolutely kill you. I see you. I see you. All right, we are going to have munchkins walking in front of me. We're going to be making this cocktail. We are going to start over here by grabbing just one of these. Now, what is this? Lemon. Grab yourself a nice little lemon. We're going to slice off these nublins. I wish I had my close-up camera tonight so I could show you what a nublin was, but if you don't know what a nublin is, go watch any of my other videos where I cut lemons. I discuss this quite often. Slice this guy in half and grab your travel elbow. We are going to be shaking this cocktail. I don't know how deep we've gotten into this recently, why you shake a cocktail versus why you stir a cocktail, but you usually shake a cocktail if it has juice in it. All right, if there's some sort of juice in it, we're going to shake it. We got to get those. When you put juice into a cocktail, it's going to disrupt something called the specific gravity. The specific gravity is going to make the juice not want to combine with the rest of the alcohols. And if you want that to happen, you're going to really have to give this a big, hard, fat shake. We would prefer to shake everything, though. Shaking gives you all these great bubbles, makes it very cold. That would be the ideal. But sometimes we're talking about dilution. All right, do we have to talk about dilution again? Always just talking about dilution, 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 dilution. We're going to go ahead and grab our squeezer. We're going to be putting in the juice of 1 lemon, which should give us anywhere in the vicinity of 3/4 of an ounce to 1 ounce of some lemon juice. So we're going to squeeze that. That's a nice juicy lemon. So we're probably coming in at about 1 ounce. Oh yeah, that's an ounce. I mean, listen, I'm no Nostradamus. With Nostradamus, he was the guy that was really good at guessing what liquid volumes were. I'm pretty sure he was that Italian that was really good at guessing liquid volumes. So I'm no Nostradamus, but I do have a guess that that is what that is. So since we have about 1 ounce of our lemon juice, then we can start to build everything else. We started with our cheapest ingredient, but it is also going to be our benchmark for what we got. Now, in order to make a Corpse Reviver #2, we are going to use some triple sec. You don't want to use triple sec. You can use something more expensive. You are more than welcome. Can we just meet here, right here? You are more than welcome to use something more expensive. If you are at home right now, even if it's your parents' home right now, if you weren't allowed to, do your show inside because, people are here, you're relegated to the outside into the wilds of the Phoenix desert. Literally, I can hear coyotes just ripping a rabbit apart right now. If you are in a similar situation, but you are also judging me by how cheap the triple sec I'm using is right now, I'm letting you know right now, use whatever you want. Cointreau, Grand Marnier, you want to use some Curacao, homemade, you want to go big, go big. The reason that I'm using this cheap one is twofold. One, it's cheap. Threefold, really. It's here, that's 2. Cheap, here, and also it's clear. All those other ones, except for Cointreau, are not going to come in clear. I'm going to be using a pink gin today, and I want that pink to sit around. So we're going to be grabbing that. So find yourself some triple sec. That's in the Kapuku. It's my freaking cocktail. You guys, let me be. Stop picking on me. Go ahead and put in 1 ounce of some triple sec. You guys don't normally see my face when I pour. Usually I switch to a different camera. Was wondering if maybe I should go cross-eyed and see if that was would be a funny thing. Howdy from Howdy from Minnesota, Doug. I didn't realize that Minnesotans said howdy. I think they say, I'm pretty sure they say good day. I don't know much about Minnesota. Okay, we've started off pretty well, right? Got our 2 cheapest ingredients in there. We have our triple sec, we have our lemon juice. We are balancing out sweet versus sour. That is a huge consideration when it comes to cocktailing, when it comes to anything. But don't ask me about anything. Don't ask me about everything. Ask me about the things that I know about. When it comes to cocktails, we want to balance out sweet and sour. Those two of our big things. We also are going to get into dry, all right? In the original Corpse Survivor #2, we're going to use something called Lillet or Lillet, or I don't know how the French say it. Lol, all right? That's great. Stuff's delicious. I would drink Lillet Blanc, Lillet Rouge. I would drink any of them just straight. I would take a bougie. I would put on a bow tie. No doubt about this. All right. I would put on a bow tie and possibly a cummerbund. Even if I'm wearing shorts, I would grab my bottle of Lillet and I would put it right to my face and I would drink a whole bottle of Lillet. Stuff's delicious. However, it is cinchona based. All right. So it's the same base as something like tonic water, right? So you're going to get some of that bitterness. You're going to taste some of that wormwood, which does really, really well if you're comparing it, or if you're balancing it, or if you're just, what's the large hadron collidering it, just shoving these atoms of gin and cinchona and throwing them at millions of miles an hour, slamming them together. That's great if you're using a hefty gin. We are not using a hefty gin. We are using a tropical gin, Brando. So, thus, hence, therefore, we're using my mom's Chardonnay. This is Chardonnay. It's Kendall Jackson. Would we always use Kendall Jackson? We wouldn't always use Kendall Jackson. Do you need to use Kendall Jackson to make this cocktail correct? You do not. What do you need to make? What do you need to use? You need to use something that is dry. All right, so nice Chardonnay, and something that usually has a little bit of body. This is going to be elongating your cocktail. You know how normally we talk about adding vermouth into a cocktail to make your cocktail a little longer. I love a 1-to-1 Manhattan because I like drinking it for a little bit longer. All right, a little less alcohol for a much larger drink. You're looking for something with a little body. Kendall Jackson is not known for having like a body, but it's fine. I would prefer if we stocked a dry Riesling at this house where I get my wine for free. That would be really nice. But, as they say, your oldest son can't be a chooser. I don't know if everybody says that. My mom has said that to me like 5 or 6 times, though. We're grabbing Kendall Jackson right here at his Chardonnay. We're going to go ahead and put in 1 ounce of that. If you want to do a little bit better on that, a nice dry Riesling, something like, maybe even a, I don't know, find a dry Riesling. Find a freaking dry Riesling. Go ahead and put in 1 ounce of a dry white wine. Excellent. Oh, we're in a good spot right now. You could drink this and be very happy. This would be what we call a summer sipper. Some people, I believe this is how they say it in where they say howdy, up where Doug is from in Minnesota. I believe you'd say something like, that's a wicked summer sipper. Pretty sure they say wicked up in Minnesota too. That's what I know about. Okay. This is a nice winter summer sipper. We instead, though, want to make this into a nice version of a classic cocktail, and thus we're going to be grabbing our Brando Gin. Brando Gin, the gin of tiki. You guys do me a favor. Every time you say Brando Gin, when you say the gin of tiki, it would just make my, because that's what I have to do from now on. Can we just accept that I will now say that, and then you guys can then go on and say, hey, Brando Gin, the gin of tiki? That helped me out a lot. Hi, Dr. Cush. On the cruise here, they use sour mix instead of fresh lime lemon. What's the difference? And what do you think about it? And what do you do about it, Cush? How much difference does it make? We can stop the show for that. I think we can. Take a quick break. We'll put a Brando gin, the gin of tiki. We'll put that away. Sour mix, obviously. So the reason that sour mix even exists there, Espen, is because it is very difficult to find limes that will last forever. I have looked for the fountain of lime youth tree. It is very, very difficult to keep a lime more than, say, 4 days. So really, what lime cordial is what we would call it. Sour. This is a lemon cordial, lime cordial. That's what we're dealing with. Lime cordial, lemon cordial really came around with the British Navy. British Navy, as we know, got very good at sailing around the world. And how did they get so good? It's because their teeth stayed in their head. Now, that seems like a big jump. But really, it's because they were able to find a way to get enough citric acid into their body to stave off scurvy. And thus, they were able to land in places like India and do nothing but great things. We've all heard how great the English were once they got to places. Everybody loves the English. Nobody has a day where they're celebrating their independence from England. The English were great. Anyway, the idea, the point, being, they had to find a way to get citric acid to you that wasn't going to go bad on a boat, because you can't grow trees on boats. I don't know how many times I have to repeat this, but you can't grow trees on boats. So they would find ways to get the essence of the limes, usually by doing something like oleosaccharum, so it would get the essence out, but they wouldn't be using the fresh juice. There are good versions of cordial. There are fine versions of cordial. There are also, they who will not be names versions of cordials. We're not going to mention them because we won't be sued. So, Espen, if I can give you a little hint, maybe use that lime cordial as the sweet. Throw in a little squeeze of lime so you'll get your actual real citric acid in there, your actual real lime juice in there. It'll brighten the whole thing up. That's the best you can do, unless, of course, now Moose, unless you brought a tree. Just remember, it will not grow there. We're going to grab our gin. This is the gin of tiki. It's called Brando, the gin of tiki. We're going to go ahead and put in 1 full ounce. This is Polynesian by nature. It is named after Marlon Brando. It's Marlon Brando's estate. He lived in a number of Polynesian islands over the years. And so we put it in here. So when we put our Polynesian gin into our corpse reviver, we get Kapuku. Kapuku, which is Hawaiian for revive back to life or bring back to life. It is sort of like a necromancer, sort of like necromancy. It's the magic of bringing something back to life. So this is the corpse reviver that we have going on right there. All right, what's in this? It's ice. Lots and lots of ice, everybody. Lots and lots of ice. And because we have lime juice in here, we get to shake. When we shake a cocktail, we want to go back and forth. We want to go up and down, all right? Not just this. This is ridiculous. And this, overcompensation. We don't want either one of those. We want to go back and forth and up and down, all right? Up and down, back and forth. We want to get as far away from our microphone as we can so you guys can still hear the whole thing. Plus, I think it looks cool to hold your shirt like that. Roger, very, very concerned. Dang it, no boat trees. Now I have to clean lime seeds out of the bottom of the canoe. Roger, if only you had, here, I'm going to move you over here. Roger, if only you had shown up to the show a little earlier, you would have known that you're not going to be very successful. I'm not going to say completely unsuccessful. I'm saying mostly unsuccessful at growing trees and boats. The English tried to do it for a long time whilst pillaging. So maybe, Roger, if you cut the pillaging down and just go straight with growing limes on boats, you might be able to beat the English. We're going to go ahead and pour this guy right into whatever glass you have that has a little handle. Has a little stem I couldn't find a lot of stemware in here, so we're going to grab down here. The reason we serve a drink in this, first of all, look how pretty it looks, upside down triangle. I'm sure it means something weird. But right down here, this little guy, this is where we want to hold it. All right, when we serve a drink in this is the coldest this drink is going to ever be. So if you start putting your hot little hands all over the drink, you're just going to warm it up. All right, this drink is meant to stay fairly cold. Otherwise, we wouldn't have shaken it so hard with all these muscles. So we're going to go ahead and grab this guy right down here. It's going to look really silly. And then we're going to drink right in here. Oh, my goodness. Okay. What we're dealing with here, sweetness from the orange. Lovely. We got the lemon juice coming in pretty strong. We have our Brando Gin. Now, the Brando Gin, the reason that we are using the dry Chardonnay, or hopefully, a dry Riesling, is because we want the sweetness to come through, not through our vermouth, but instead through our gin. So that is what we have right here. Other than that, fairly delicious, balanced cocktail. Brando Gin, yet another thing unavailable in Indiana. What would be the best substitute? Best substitute, you're looking for a sweeter gin. So I don't think you can go for Old Tom. I think that might take this over. If you can find Martin Miller, you guys know how I love Martin Miller. Martin Miller is a sweeter gin. Not the sweetest gin of all time, but a sweeter gin. You're looking for something that has more flavors than just Big Christmas Tree. And that's always been the problem with Big Christmas Trees. They try to find their way into every gin. Gin, of course, just flavored vodka, it's a juniper flavored vodka, so a lot of people think it's only meant to be flavored with juniper. That is not it. So yeah, let me say, Tiki Tom, find a, Martin Miller is available. I would say Tiki Tom, probably your closest thing. It's not a London Dry. Look for something that's not a London Dry. Martin Miller, I would say, closest thing. But Tiki Tom, I promise that when I finally make it out to the Kahiki, I will bring you a couple bottles of Brando. Espen wants me to shout out to his two traveling buddies, Alex and Christian. Is it just Christian? That tried to keep up with me. I wouldn't put it past you, Moose, to just run those guys right over. First of all, Moose, and second of all, you seem to be a guy that gets it done. So cheers to Alex and Christian, or Christian. I don't know what accent I should be putting on Christian. Alex, I think I got it. Cheers to you guys. You read his mind, Tom. That's exactly right. Okay. That, I think, is that. If you guys were wanting to make this a little bit deeper, maybe even a little bit more tiki, you could raid your own mom's cabinet and find some absinthe. I have a feeling that my mom drank all the absinthe. I'm almost positive that that's what happened, because what house doesn't have a bottle of absinthe that wasn't legal until 2007? So I couldn't find any of that. A couple drops might do you good in a cocktail like this. And if you're going to be putting in a couple drops of absinthe, why not balance that out with a couple drops of Angostura bitters? I could find that. It wouldn't work in this without the absinthe. And add one of Dawn the Beachcomber's signature ingredients, which of course we know is herb stirra. So that's what we're looking for. With that, give this a smell. I'm sorry. Listen, guys, I can only apologize so many times about Brando not being available where you are right now. I promise I will, if we see each other, I will get you all some Brando. I will do my very best to getting Brando in everybody's handos. It will be readily available here soon. We're doing a soft launch now. And I promise that even if you don't like gin, and probably better to you guys, even if you do like gin, you're going to love Brando Gin. So we're going to get that into your hands here soon. I think Kyle was laughing at Brando Hando reference. I think that's one of Kyle's favorite types of comedy, is when two words rhyme. We talked fast. It's getting cold out here, so we finished a little early. But that's what I got for you guys. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what Kyle was laughing at. Brando Hando. Okay, that's what I got for you guys. Guys, remember, we are busy the rest of this week. So Thursday, obviously, Moose. Let me explain what happened. 1492, all right? Columbus sails the ocean blue. For a while, death and destruction. Eventually, though, we get these followers, right? They're called the Pilgrims. They end up landing at Plymouth Rock. It's about this big. Plymouth Rock is about this big. They land there and they make friends with Indians. That's what we were told. They make friends with these Indians, these Native Americans. And in that first year, they all sort of got together and they made turkey. We are celebrating that turkey this Thursday. It's called Thanksgiving. I think the rest of you are from the United States, so you have been taught that exact story and those exact words before, but Espen might not have known that. So we're doing Thursday. We won't be having a show. We will be skipping Thirsty Thursday, but we will have a live show on Saturday. So be back here Saturday. We're going to be doing a post-Turkey Day post-mortem. I don't know what we're doing yet, but we're just sort of hanging out. Where am I heading? I'm staying here, pal. Moose, I'm staying right here. Okay, that's what I got for you guys. Thank you so much for joining in. Let me bring out this little guy. Thank you so much for joining in. Remember, as always, these classes will always remain free, but if you can't help out, I have a Patreon, and I have a Venmo, and I have the other one, PayPal, right down there. If you can't help that way, there's another way you can help, which is share these videos. If you like them, you find something funny, cut it and share it. Send it to somebody. Somebody you know will also like these videos. That's why you know these people, because they like the stuff you like. And if you can't find friends to share this with, then do exactly what you're doing right now, which is show up. I do classes Tuesdays, most Thursdays, most Tuesdays, most Thursdays, and most Saturdays. If not, we do them Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and sometimes Sundays. That's what I got for you guys. Always a pleasure. We say never a chore. And until, oh, do you want to pop in? You guys want to say, oh, no, not that way, not that way, not that way, this way, this way. I almost had a tiny little person run through my set. Everybody, you guys all know this is my friend Archer. Not just my friend, but also my niece. If you ever watch my show, right about here on my show, she's the one that drew that picture that she said looked like me, even though it is definitely just a big, weird tiki god that has a beard. So is that, what part exactly do you think looked most like me? You don't know? What did it look like me then? Yeah, okay, great. All right, well, perfect. It did have tiki in it. I also have a little tiki in me too. Listen, the people are saying hi, Archer. There's a hi, Archer, right there. People are also saying hi, Dr. Taco. You're not Dr. Taco. There's another person. I love what I've done with the bar. Thank you, Dr. Taco. I have my new assistant here. This is Arch. All right, cool. Cheers to everybody. We'll see you later, Archer. Always a pleasure, as they say, never a chore. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I'm Dr. Cush, and we'll be back here Saturday to talk about cocktails. Bye.